Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, press the bell for notification, and hit the thumbs up. Also, leave a comment if you have anything or any ideas that I could add in later videos. So here's my story. After living in the same house for 23 years and 3 kids and multiple cars, I decided to do a garage makeover. And this is not a how to do anything video. This is a what I did video. And I'd like to first thank all of the YouTubers out there who post content on how to prepare a garage floor and different products that they used. I watched a lot of videos and it gave me a lot of good ideas on what to do and also some stuff on what not to do. So after watching the videos and reading reviews, I decided to go with the Rustoleum Rock Solid 2.5 garage car kits. I went with the polycuramine formula, the 20X instead of the 5X. I bought 6 of those. I have a 3.5 car garage. I went through all 6 of those kits, and I'll tell you some tips on that as well. You don't need to buy 6 kits. I did use 11 bags of the product, but on the color flake and the rollers, I only used 1 roller. I didn't need 6 rollers. I needed 1 roller. I bought extra paint chips. I wanted some kind of sparkle to it, so I bought additional bags with some metal flake in it, which I'm super happy I did, and I mixed that with the flake that it comes with. So it's turned out beautiful. And I used a lot of Rustoleum products. I used some other concrete products as well that I'll show you throughout the video. But I'm just a regular person. I don't have any special skill. I have, I have done some framing. I have done some drywall work. I have messed with concrete. But this is not a how to do it video. This is a what I did video and the results. So some of you might agree with my approach and some may not. But this is how I transformed my garage from looking like this into looking like this. Okay, so now we get to what I hope is the only funny part of the entire video. And I'd like to introduce you to the American Sanders RS16DC sander, bad boy. And the reason this is kind of funny is because I have polished floors in the past. And I've watched some YouTube videos on floor prep in doing this garage overhaul. So last night I went to Home Depot because they had one of these machines available, and they also had the proper concrete preparation disc that I need as well, that I'm gonna show you in a second. So the reason I'm laughing is because I ran to Home Depot late last night, got there at 8:30, got back home a little bit after 9:15, and I thought, well, I might as well plug it in and see if it works, because I need to do the sanding today, and if it doesn't, I gotta be able to take the machine back. So I plugged in my my shop vac. I hooked it up to the sanding machine. I plugged both the sanding machine and the shop vac into the top and bottom of the same outlet. And I hit the safety switch and the thing jerked me away, and the lights went off. It blew the breaker. So these things draw a lot of amps. So I thought, okay, well, it kind of made me chuckle. I'm standing there in the dark looking for the outlets and whatever. So I thought, okay, I learned from that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to plug one of the piece of equipment. I'll plug the shop vac into one outlet, and then I'll plug another one into the other outlet. So I get it all set. I get it all set up again. I hit the safety switch, I pull the handle, boom, out goes the light, same thing. And the reason is because both of the wall outlets are on the same breaker. So I blew the same breaker 2 times. So today, today I plugged the shop vac into one outlet that's on one breaker, and I have plugged the sanding machine into a totally different wall plug that's on a totally different breaker. I did a little test here a few minutes ago, and the lights are still on. So that is progress, I guess. And I was able to also do a little bit of a practice patch, if you can see over my shoulder here. So I want to give you a little piece of advice. Number one, floor prep is key to doing this, it appears. Second, if you've ever operated a floor polisher before, which I have, it's the same machine, but it's a totally different fitment for grinding the concrete. So the information that was in my 18-year-old brain of how these things work and operate is totally not relevant to this bad boy, because when you turn this thing on now, the bit, it grips it and it just yanks you around. So I'm not gonna do a time-lapse video on this very much, because it's probably not gonna be very pretty. It's gonna be more of a fist fight than a dance. But I will show you a little bit of it. And the reason I'm doing it is because I have I've degreased my floor twice, and I have pressure washed my floor twice, and I still have spots. And so since I've come this far with trying to make things look nice and new, I figure what the heck, I might as well sand the floor as well. I've done it before, or I thought I've done it before. I found out last night I actually haven't done this before, but I think I can figure my way out through it. So I'm not gonna waste your time with a long time-lapse sequence, but I'll show it to you, and then I'm gonna show you the pieces of the machine here real quick as well. So here is the diamond cut recommended fitment for the type of concrete surface that we have here in the garage. And like I said, these things, these little blades, they move a little bit. But when you hit the safety switch in the handle, these things bite. So you gotta get it spinning pretty quickly, and you need to have it balanced, otherwise it will, it'll jerk you around pretty good. So I'm gonna get started on it. Okay, so update from just a few minutes ago. It's actually pretty easy to use. Once you get the thing fired up and get it going, lifting the handle up makes it go one direction, pushing the handle down, slightly lifting gets a big result. Pushing the handle down slightly gets another result. So I got what I can control it pretty well. So I'm gonna do a time-lapse video. I did a portion here, show you. Works pretty smooth. Once you get it spinning, it's good. But those first few moments of getting the thing fired up for the first time, kind of important. I'm also gonna put on some coverings because it does, even though I do have the shop vac going, it does create a lot of dust. So I'm gonna broom it real quick, and then I'll do a time-lapse video and more updates. All right, so you got that's enough of that. You get the idea. So it actually turns out pretty well. So this is the section that I've done in the past few minutes using a cross hatch pattern, and then I'm just going to do that for the rest of the garage, and I'll show you the finished product. Thanks. All right, so now I've completed all the prep work for the floor. I pressure washed it twice, I degreased it twice, I rented a grinder, I ground the entire floor so that it's smooth and clean. I've prepared and fixed all the cracks. The Rustoleum products are great. I've tried out a various number of concrete repair materials out there that are available. Some work really well for small cracks, some work better for bigger cracks. When I ground down the floor the following day, I also did the citric acid wash that comes with the Rustoleum Rock Solid kit. What I can tell you, and like I said, this is not a how-to video, this is a what I did video, and maybe you can pick up some tips on that, is that I think grinding the floor was the most beneficial because the floor is clean and porous, and I'll walk you around the garage here in a second. The citric acid part didn't seem to do a whole lot. So if you have a brand new concrete floor, well, the citric acid stuff might be good for you, but if you're somebody like me, I've lived in the house for 23 years. I've run numerous cars through here. We use it on a daily basis. We had tire wear marks. We had some oil spots. So for me, I think doing all of those things was really important. I think doing the degreasing was important. I think the pressure washing was important. I definitely know that grinding down the floor was really a huge benefit. And it wasn't that hard. I know in part of the video I said, hey, you know, be careful. Once you get going, it's not that hard at all. But make sure you're comfortable with it, or you have a friend that's comfortable with doing that. Putting down the citric acid wash is really simple as well. You pre-wet the floor. I used a Scott's pump pressure wash kit like this to put down the citric acid, and then I rinsed off all the debris as well. This morning we're going to start over in this part, because back in here, you can't see it really well, but back down in there's like a little 6-inch gap that goes back behind that. So I'm going to start by cutting in around my HVAC stuff, and then we're going to move all the rest of the stuff out of here. I'm going to come around the floor. I'm going to go into the alcove here. And to let you know, I bought 6 kits because they're always saying putting on a little bit thicker than what is required. So my garage is about 700 square feet, and I didn't want to run out of material during the job. So I bought 6 kits, which should do, according to their math, more than 12 spaces, but I'm going to try to put on a little heavy because I've done this once and I don't want to do it again. I want it to last for a while. And if I have to return some of the kits, that's what I'll do. So I'm not going to do a time-lapse video of all the different things. I'm going to tell you some prep things I'm going to do though, is I do have 2 garage door openers here and over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect those, because on our floor extends beyond the edge of the garage doors. So there's about 6 inches of garage floor that go to the outside. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the garage doors so that they're on manual, and then I'm going to use soda pop cans to put down at the corner of each side of the doors so that it'll keep it up off the ground. Because what I'm trying to do is, once I heat up the garage and get everything poured, then I want to lower the garage doors, but I can't have them go all the way down, because I'm going to have floor sealant on the other side of the garage door as well. So I'm going to raise it up, and I'm going to sacrifice some little areas that will be right here, where the tract is. So that's going to leave some little circles, obviously, where the pop cans are going to be. But it's better than having a big line all the way across. And then what I figure is that if I have to, later in the summer or something, I can mix up a very small batch of the concrete floor kit, and I can fill those in if needed. But like I said, this is not a how to do this video. This is just a report on what I did and the results that I got, and hopefully it'll give you some guidance on your decision to do this yourself, or if you want to hire somebody to have it done. So I'm kind of excited. Today's the day we get to do the fun part. Looks like putting down the floor is the easy part. It's the prep work that takes all the time. It's not that hard, but it does take a lot of time. Because when I first got my Rustoleum kits, I was all excited to, break the pouches and get it all laid down. But I can tell you now, standing here today with a clean floor and flat surface, that I think that prep and grinding is super important, and it feels right. I don't know, I've never done it before. It's not a how-to video. This is a what I did video. So as soon as it warms up to over 40 degrees, I'm going to break the pouches. I'm going to start putting the stuff down, and then at the end of this, I will show you the results. So here we are after 2.5 hours of putting down the flooring, and it works great. I can tell you that I have a 3.5 kind of car garage. It's about 700 plus square feet. And I went through 6 of the kits. So the temperature is about 43 degrees. And they say each kit does 2.5 garages, which is 250 to 500 square feet. And I can tell you that there is no way you can do it at this temperature. Maybe if it was hotter out, you could do it at that, but that would be a really thin coat. And since I went through all the time of the prep work, I didn't want to have to do this twice, so we put it on relatively thick, and I am super happy with the results. So now tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'll show you that, and then I'm gonna put down the clear coat, and then the floor part of this project will be done, and then I'll be working on the walls. So more tomorrow. All right, so it's 24 hours later, and all I can say is, wow, this stuff is beautiful. I'm gonna flip the screen around here in a little bit, and open the garage doors. The floor looks brilliant. It looks wet. It's shiny and glossy. I'm gonna show you the coverage that we got on the leading edge outside. As I mentioned earlier, we have garage floor that goes past the garage doors. So I'm gonna show you that coverage as well. And I am super impressed with how it turned out. So I'm gonna flip the screen around here, and then we're gonna take a look at this. And I know there's a little discoloration on the wall there, but that's going to buff off. And I don't know if the pictures really do it justice, but there you kind of see the lights and the sheen and the pattern. What I did was I took the color flake that's contained in the kit, and I bought metal flakes extra and added them as a 1-to-1 ratio. And over here, we were even able to get back behind the HVAC, and then underneath as well. So I'm going to, you can see the lights reflecting off, and you can see the door reflection. So I'm going to open up the garage doors, and then we're going to look at the coverage that we're able to get on the outside as well. So on the seam, I filled it with crack filler to begin with, because this stuff will not fill cracks. If you have any cracks in your concrete, it will soak just straight in. And I'm super happy with the edging that we got all the way along the front edge, the leading edge of the garage. And I'll pull back here to see kind of what it looks like. So a lot of people in the videos stop at this point because it is super glossy, it's smooth, it just looks beautiful. but I've come this far, so I've decided to go ahead and do the clear seal as well. But there you can see the reflection of the trees across the street on my floor. So there's the trees, there's the reflection that's coming off my garage floor, which is it's kind of crazy. But it's a really cool finish, super happy with it.